Tonight, he'd be sitting in that chair.
And
Rich was sitting in that chair this morning and he went down.
And he went down.
John swears it doesn't happen and he would have gotten it tonight.
Well, at the end of the last meeting,
Dan's there.
Did he come around to it?
he did realize it did sink a little.
Oh, he did?
Hey, Dan, did you listen?
Oh.
John with Peterwood too.
Hi, John.
Hi, John. Hi, Dan.
Anybody else on? Joe should be calling in.
I think it's just too many jobs.
Okay. Two of these. I'm wondering, why do I have two?
I need 2 copies.
Okay.
I think I made an extra copy because we won't give this out in one of the package, and then I just did that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how it works. Really good plans all the time.
What I don't have though is the assembly permit.
Oh, I have it. We're good.
Okay, as long as you got it.
Yeah, Andrew gave it to me. Yeah, we're good.
You didn't give it to us.
It's very boring. February 24th. I think because when I made up the original packages, I didn't have it. Ooh, it's 7 o'clock.
Oh. Did somebody else join on the phone?
January 16th.
Joe?
Yeah, Brian Swaddle's here.
Oh, Brian, okay. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
We
Hey,
still
how
have,
you doing?
we still don't have Joe? Okay. All right. All right, welcome to the January 16th, 2024 Village Board meeting. Can you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So, first item is a proposal from Labella to do the required herbicide treatments in Umshide for our water permit. We are required to maintain the vegetation out on that property. So this is for some spring treatment. In the fall, we remove vegetation, and then in the spring, they're planning to do this herbicide treatment to keep the stumps of what we removed in the fall from growing back, so that eventually we will get it all the invasive species removed out of that area. Did I cover it all right, Dan?
You did great.
All right. Does anybody have any questions?
Just that's going to be in conjunction with the village highway crew as well, right? Our guys are out there manually doing work.
No, because you have to be a licensed applicator in
No, I
order.
mean, they're going to put the applicator, but I think that we're still doing some of the manual labor.
I think that's just in the fall. That's in the fall, yeah.
Just in the fall?
Yes.
The highway guys did a great job
Yes.
in the fall of 23.
Mhm.
There may or may not be a requirement in the fall of 24 to go back and do some cleanup work, but we won't remove brush in the spring, it's just
Yeah,
working
just
in the
treatments.
summer.
which you have to be a licensed applicator for that.
Okay,
So-
so for the spring application,
It's just Labella.
the only thing the village crew has to do is remove the signs that the area was, that the herbicide was treated.
Okay,
Okay.
yep,
Yeah, I agree with that.
yep.
Sounds good.
Any other questions?
Dan, in the long run, this spray will, I guess, make our yearly cleanup easier.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I would never say eliminate it, but it's a less expensive way of managing the woody brush.
Okay.
All right, that's great.
That's there.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so can I get a motion to approve this proposal from Labella?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Next item is we need to declare ourselves as lead agency for seeker involving our work that we're doing on Anderson Way for putting in a new water line, and then eventually paving the road and new sidewalks. But right now, this is for the work for the water main replacement on Anderson Way. So it's a short environmental assessment form. Anybody have any questions regarding that? Dan, did I miss anything?
No, yeah, I believe you're going to declare in your resolution an unlisted action
Yes.
for the replacement of the water main, and therefore it's a negative impact determination
Yes, thank you.
after review with the EAF. Yep.
Thank you. Any questions?
No, I mean, that makes sense. Are we gonna be doing the short environmental assessment form tonight?
That's what's already done in
That's
front
what's
of
here,
us,
right.
yes.
So do
So
we
we're
do-
just declaring ourselves lead agency and that it is a negative, it's an unlisted action and negative impact.
Okay, yep. I'll make that motion.
Okay? I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. We have a Village Green and Public Assembly event permit application for the St. Patrick's Day Parade, which is for February 24th. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, I know it's a big draw for the village. A lot of people have been coming. You know, it's a good event the chamber puts on, and, you know, all the volunteers that are involved with making that happen. But, so I have no problem with the assembly permit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Agree with that?
can I get a motion to approve the permit?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, and we have the Metro North Treasurer's Report.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Oops.
get that done.
I was gonna say, I didn't see it in my
Yeah,
packet.
no, I'm sorry.
Okay. So that will be next time.
Yes.
Good. I thought maybe I was the only one missing it.
That was me.
All right, Dan, you're up, and then if Cedarwood has anything that they wanna say after your report, we'll do that.
Thank you. The Lower Baxter Water Treatment Plant will be mothballed by the end of the month. We're still missing the reinforced fiberglass panels, insulated panels for the interior walls. They're due here before the end of the month, and they'll be put up. The Castleman is doing some relatively minor wiring in the plant. That will also be mothballed at the end of the month, and then everybody will go home and come back in the spring when electrical switchgear shows up. We had a discussion with the Environmental Facilities Corporation and the State Health Department last week regarding the need to add a 6-inch water main along Grandview to get the full yield capacity of the Lower Baxter site delivered into the distribution system. When we made the connection in Grandview, we determined that the flow in what was shown on the plan as a 4-inch ductile iron pipe was really more equivalent to a 2-inch pipe. Because of that, it would be unable to handle and convey all of the flow available from Lower Baxter. So we posed the question to EFC and DOH if that could be added to the current scope of the Lower Baxter project. In the discussion last week, they concurred that that could be done. We indicated there's plenty of money in the contingency portion of the budget to cover the costs of that water main installation. It's a matter of getting a proposal in front of the village board and a contract modification for that work. And then in the spring, after health department approval of the plans, you would go out to bid and construction of that water main. We are working internally and externally with Cedarwood on transitioning. In the spring, we need to submit an application for the water withdrawal permit that expires in October of 2024. And in order to preserve the permit conditions that exist today until DEC makes a new determination, you're required to get an application in 6 months before the expiration date. Our strategy on the application is to offer a modification in the flow rates at Umscheid, because we now have Lower Baxter available to take at least half of the load that Umscheid used to take, in exchange for reduced monitoring of the wetland and monitoring of the species of concern. So there'd be give back in the everyday use of Umscheid, preserving the right to use it at full capacity if you need to in an emergency, but in exchange for less costly operational costs. We're also going to meet at the end of this week on the lead service line inventory, and at some date undetermined, a transition meeting with Cedarwood and the village folks to make sure whatever Labella continues to do meshes with what Cedarwood would do and be a seamless transition. And that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Does anybody have any questions regarding Dan's report?
No?
Okay. Jonathan or Brian, do you have anything that you want to mention, or any questions you have?
No. This is John with Cedarwood. I think Dan covered it all. We're going to be attending, we'll be visiting the village on Friday for the meeting, for the lead service line inventory meeting and the water withdrawal permit application. And then once we receive, what transition items are involved in our scope, we'll, continue working on those and, have some further updates for the village once we have some items within our scope.
Great.
So that's really about it.
Okay, thank you, Jonathan. John.
No problem.
Anybody have anything else?
No, they're very informative. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so the last item is our monthly bills for December in the amount of $129,560.37. Can I get a motion to approve our bills?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Okay.
All good?
All good. I just want to make a comment with the snow that the highway department has been out there all day today. They're picking up garbage and trying to get the roadways clear.
They're picking up garbage today?
They have been
Yeah,
picking
they
up
were-
garbage, yeah.
They did some of it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they got a good portion of the garbage done. Now they're back on sanding and plowing the roads. They're gonna continue throughout the night, probably picking up trash as well as doing the clearing the snow and the ice. They hope to start fresh tomorrow morning with recyclables. However, depending on how the road conditions are, that comes first. So the garbage and the recyclables will be picked up between now and tomorrow,
And
maybe
tomorrow.
into Thursday morning if need be.
Yeah,
Can you put both out?
yes.
Yep.
Okay.
It's just one will get picked up before
Right,
the
right,
other
right.
probably,
It's-
but yeah,
Yeah.
Been holding off to some recycling I really need to get rid of.
yeah. I also want to say that they've been doing a great job, so thank you, and everybody be safe out there and Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, have a great night, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.